me ask you something. How many times have you said you have a dream, but you don't actually have a plan? Like, you want to become something, you want to build something, you want to achieve something, but when I ask you what exactly, you hesitate. And that hesitation is where most dreams die. Because wanting something is not enough. You need direction. And I think this is where a lot of your anxiety might be coming from. Like, you are not anxious because you have dreams. You are anxious because you want everything at once. And you want it now. Like, you want to arrive tomorrow. You want the result without respecting the road. But here's something you need to understand. Like, dreams without structure turn into frustration. You don't need more ambition. You need clarity. Like, there's a concept used in business called SMART goals. Okay, and I know it sounds corporate, maybe even boring, but if you actually apply it to your life, it can change everything. Like, SMART means your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay, now stay with me, because this is not just theory, this is personal. Like, if you say, I want to be successful, that means nothing. Like, successful how? Like, financially, emotionally, creatively, spiritually? Like, your brain cannot work with vagueness. Like, your brain needs instructions. Like, if you are vague, your mind stays confused, and a confused mind procrastinates. But when you say, I want to earn this amount in 1 year, or I want to write one book in the next 12 months, suddenly your brain has something concrete to work with. Like, clarity creates movement, okay? And this is also why, even when people like talk about manifestation or the law of attraction, they say you must be specific, because you cannot attract what you cannot define. Like, you cannot build what you cannot describe. Like, and more importantly, your brain will not commit to something it doesn't believe in is realistic. Like, if your goal feels impossible, your mind quietly gives up before you even begin. Like, not because you are incapable, but because your system doesn't see a path. And this brings me to something else you struggle with. You want to do everything at the same time, okay? You want to start the business, get in shape, learn a language, fix your relationships, travel the world, and heal your childhood all at once. And then you feel overwhelmed. And then you feel behind, and then you feel anxious, and you don't lack ambition. You lack prioritization. Like, you need to learn the difference between urgent and important. Like, not everything that feels urgent is important, and not everything important screams for attention. Like, sometimes the most important things are quiet and slow. And I know something else. You feel like time is running, especially lately. Like, maybe in the last few years you have felt this pressure growing inside you. Like, the voice saying, oh, you should be further by now. You look around and everyone seems ahead. And you start thinking, I need to get there fast. But fast does not mean aligned. Fast does not mean wise. Fast does not mean sustainable. Like, you don't need to save the world this year. You don't need to solve your entire life this month. You don't need to accomplish every dream before your next birthday. Like, you need to take the next step, just the next one. Like, not the whole staircase, just the next step. Because when you obsess over the arrival, you forget to experience the process, okay? And the process is where your character is built, okay? The process is where resilience grows. The process is where wisdom is formed, okay? Arrival is a moment. Like, process is a transformation. Like, you are so focused on when I get there that you are missing who you are becoming right now. And let me tell you something important. Just because you don't have something yet doesn't mean you will never have it, okay? Delay is not denial, okay? Time is not rejection. Some things take longer because they require you to grow into them. And the best solutions in your life will not be the fastest ones. They will be the ones shaped by experience, reflection, analysis. Wisdom takes time, and time is not your enemy, okay? Impatience is. Like, you are creating anxiety by trying to compare years into months. You are punishing yourself for not being at chapter 10 when you are still living chapter 3. And I want you to pause, breathe, and what if you allowed your life to unfold? What if instead of asking, why is this not happening yet, you asked, what can I do today that moves me one step closer? Like, one step. Read 10 pages. Save a small amount. Send one email. Train for 30 minutes. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Okay, you don't need explosive action. You need steady action. And there is something else you need to hear. If the world ended tomorrow, none of these pressure would matter. Like, all the anxiety about timelines, all the stress about comparison, all the fear of being late, it would mean nothing. So why are you destroying your present for a future that hasn't even arrived? Yes, have dreams. Yes, set goals. Yes, be ambitious. But do not torture yourself for not having everything now. Live well today. Work calmly today. Move intentionally today. Okay, you can dream big without rushing your existence. Okay, you can build slowly without being lazy. You can want more without hating where you are. The journey is not a punishment before success. It is this success. And sometimes you need to sit down with yourself and say, I am allowed to take my time. I am allowed to grow at my pace. Okay, I'm allowed to trust the process. Because life is not just about getting somewhere. It's about who you become while walking. And if you learn to respect timing, structure your dreams, focus on one thing at a time, and act daily with calm intention, you won't just reach your goals. You will arrive as someone strong enough to hold them. And that changes everything. And this was the message of today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And that's it. I see you in the next video. Bye!